Hey everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's Dr. Trish and Benjamin from Benjamin's favorite perch in Central Park. Say hi, Mr. Benjamin. This is Benjamin's favorite place to hang in Central Park. It's a place in Central Park called the Ramble by the lake, where often in warmer weather there are rowboats abundant, and there's even a gondola. We can call it Venice in New York when there's a gondola. And it's a little bit of a colder December day, finally getting to be like winter. And we're hanging out here on our late morning / midday break. Benjamin gives me dirty looks when I've been at my desk for a while, saying it's time to go out and play. It's time to get away from your desk. So I'm here with you just for a couple moments this morning to share with you some thoughts that are inspired by, and I'll try to give you a bit of a view too, so you don't have to just keep looking at me. Some thoughts that are inspired by a little writing I did this morning. I was writing on the power of our mind, and how we can change our thoughts to heal our body, to transform our life, literally. And it's not hard. It can happen in an instant. It doesn't take effort. And all of these musings were inspired by actually my returning to my bookshelves and returning to a book that's been a big book for me ever since medical school. It's a book by Louise Hay called You Can Heal Your Life. You Can Heal Your Life. And it's a book actually that my mom turned me on to when I was a medical student. My mom was light years ahead in her understanding of health and healing than all that I was learning in my medical training. And that book has continued to hold a prominent place in my bookshelf today. What is Benjamin thinking? He's just kind of checking out the scene, thinking, when are we gonna move and meet some girl dogs? Anyhow, he seems to be pretty mellow for now. And in the beginning of that book, Louise Hay lists what she calls some points of my philosophy. And those points of her philosophy that have spoken to me and continue to do so, which is why I'm here with you this morning, this late morning, on this more wintry December day than we've had lately, are the following. The first one that speaks to me is this: every thought we think is creating our future. Every thought we think is creating our future. And the second one, a kind of afterthought to that one, or a follow-up, is it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And I'll reflect a little more on that first thought. Every thought we think is creating our future. Every thought is literally either supporting our well-being or supporting our dis-ease, our suffering. Every thought we think has a direct and immediate effect on our physical body. Every thought we think can either support our physical well-being and our emotional well-being, or it can create or aggravate our suffering. And by the same token, we can shift our thoughts, we can change our thoughts, and move from a place of suffering or dis-ease to a place of health and well-being. And these notions of our thoughts affecting our health and even our lives are part and parcel of the wisdom of the ancient healing traditions of eons ago. And they're also part and parcel of the ancient tradition of Western medicine that I'm a student of, that I've been a student of. Although we've lost touch with that ancient wisdom. Yet, nowadays, we have some incredibly good and powerful science that is coming to support the notions of this ancient wisdom that how we think and what we think, right, Mr. Benjamin, affects our health and well-being. There is a huge body of research on mind-body medicine practices supporting these very notions that our thoughts and our feelings affect our physical health, and instantaneously so. There is a huge and emerging field called epigenetics, which describes how our thoughts and our feelings and are changing our habits and lifestyles and our behavior. In other words, everything that is under our control can affect gene expression, epigenetics. And there is a wide and robust and very fine body of research in the field of parapsychology that has been around for many, many years, supporting the notions that thoughts and feelings affect our reality, our physical bodies, and actually the world around us. So putting that all into practice, what does it mean? It means that if you are suffering in any way, you have got to change how you're thinking and feeling. And yes, we are responsible for our reality. We are responsible for our physical health. We can make ourselves well with our thoughts. We can make ourselves ill with our thoughts. We can affect our circumstances. We can affect the situations in our lives with our thinking. And maybe it sounds like a challenge. Maybe it sounds implausible. I'll just ask you to bear with me and surrender to the notion that I'm subscribing to, that there is tremendous science supporting these ideas. I want to leave you with one last thought. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. All of the changing of how we think and feel can happen in this very moment. It can happen in what we call cultivating the present moment. If you're familiar with Eckhart Tolle, that's his big claim to fame and all that he writes about. The power of now. The power of surrendering to the very moment, to releasing our attachments to the past, our thoughts or worries of the future, and experiencing the very moment. And it is in that place of experiencing the very moment that we find a stillness, a peace, and literally a physiologic change in our bodies from a place of stress to a place of relaxation. We literally toggle on the nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. That's a sympathetic nerve. That is the nervous system that's required for rest, repair, rejuvenation, and healing. That's the nervous system that's required for rest, repair, rejuvenation, and healing. When we're in that state, that is the state we need to be in to heal physically. It's also the state that we need to be in to become clear about whatever's going on in our lives. If we're confused, if we're anxious, if we're worried, if we don't know what to do about what's going on that may be causing us strife or struggle. We get clarity from a place of stillness. We get clarity from a place of peace. And as I stop to pause and breathe and exhale, to remind you that we enter that place of presence in the very moment, most easily, most powerfully, by stopping to pause and breathe. Puppies do it, dogs do it, kids do it. We forget how to do it in the busyness of our lives. So let's do that for a couple moments. Close your eyes, soften your breath, start to be aware of your breath through the nostrils, and allow the belly to gently rise when you inhale and gently fall on the exhale. Gently rise on the inhale, gently fall on the exhale. Soften the breath, soften the forehead. If any sensations arise, just note them, just observe them. If anything is going on outside, noises, activities that come to distract quiet, allowing the belly to rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. And doing this literally instantaneously turns on that nervous system of relaxation, that parasympathetic system that's needed for rest, repair, rejuvenation, and healing. So I'm going to leave you with that. Benjamin is starting to nudge me. He says it's time to give your viewers a break and take me on my next walk to my next destination. So thanks everybody for joining me. Signing out from the Ramble in Central Park. Remember, freedom from suffering is about changing how we think and feel. It's about changing how we think and feel. And we can change how we think and feel by just surrendering to the present moment and being here now. And we can be here now by simply stopping to pause and breathe. Take good care, be well, and take time to pause and give yourself a little mini break. Ciao.